Hi, everybody. This is so weird. I've never done a screen share before, but I'm super, super excited about this. So, I did just pop on and talk a little tiny bit about the Independent Witch program and what that actually is and what that means and kind of outlined what that looks like. But I wanted to show you what that actually looks like because it's pretty rad. And I really feel like this is a program that witch any witch would totally benefit from. So this program is the program that I wish I would have had when I started out. So when I started out, I was in solitary. I was all by myself. I did have my books, my 1990s books, which the main books were like True Magic by Amber Kay. That was the first one I picked up. I actually picked it up because I thought it would be fun. And then I was like, wait a second, all of this resonates with me. So I had that book. I had Wicca, A Guide for the Solitary Practitioner by Scott Cunningham. I had Raymond Buckland's Big Blue Book. I had Drawing Down the Moon by Margot Adler, which was the you must read this book in the 1990s. So, like, I had all of these books, and I still kind of felt like something was missing. And I didn't really want to join a coven at the time. I just wanted to learn more. I just wanted to have a mentor. I just wanted to have somebody I could ask questions of. I wanted to feel like I could make a connection with people. But there really wasn't a way to do that back in the mid to late 90s. So eventually, after studying for several years, I ended up mentoring some people. I actually ended up creating an online coven that functioned like a regular coven, which I then shut down. Christy Ryan is in this group. Hi, Christy, if you're here, because she was part of that online coven approximately 1 million years ago. And that online coven shut down because then I joined a real life coven that turned out to be kind of a dumpster fire. And after being elected high priestess and it dissolved, I decided to look for a closer coven because that one was in the South Bay and that was 2 hours away from me with traffic. So I created my own coven because I could not find a coven that would return a phone call or an email at the time. And I needed to create a curriculum. I needed to create something to make sure everybody was on the same page because we all come from different paths. We all come from different backgrounds. We all come from like these different like belief systems, like even within a coven, like even in my coven right now, we all have different belief systems. We all believe different things. But what ties us together is what is actually in this program that I've made for you, because I created this curriculum so that everybody can still be on the same page, but also alter the teachings to fit your lifestyle, to fit your belief system, to fit your ritual style, to fit basically you. This is the Independent Witch program. It is made to get you out of the books and into the circle. So I did mention a little bit about it in my previous live stream, but I kind of wanted to show you what it actually is, what it looks like, how amazing it is. I did tell everybody how much it was in the last thing, and I know like I'm supposed to wait till the very end to tell you how much it is, because that's what people say you're supposed to do when you're a coach and a mentor and a teacher and all of that, but I'm not going to do that. So before we even start, I'm going to tell you that I did run this by some people who really were known to help create people's program pricing, because this is my first big group program, my online program. I have been teaching this for 15 years, this program exactly, pretty much, except it's gotten better every year. But I ran it by some program people, and they said it should be worth $1,200 to $1,500. And I was like, no, that's cool and all, but no. So the early bird pricing for this is $297. That's it, $297. And I'm going to tell you and show you what you're going to get for your $300. And I'm laughing because as I'm saying that, like, I don't know. It just makes me really excited that I'm able to release it. And this is early bird pricing. So this is early bird pricing until Tuesday night. Wednesday it's going to go up, but $297, or you can do a monthly payment, 3 monthly payments of $125, and that's it. Now, if you've seen, like I have seen classes at my local shops cost more than that, and this is, and you don't really get that much. I don't know if you've ever looked at some classes that have been given through shops, but a lot of times they are like, please buy this book and we'll discuss it. If you don't take those classes. Just join a book club. Don't pay money for that. But anybody can teach at a shop. Shops want to bring traffic in. Teachers are great. It's not like most shops do a lot of vetting. I have been a Coven High Priestess for over 15 years. I have taught this for almost 15 years. I have faced every question, every challenge, every mistake you can make. We've had the cops called on us. You name it. I feel like I have been through it at this point. So I'm here for all of your questions, is basically what I'm saying. But I do want to show you what you're going to get for your money. Again, that rate is only until Wednesday, and Wednesday is going to definitely go up. So without further ado, let me show you what this is actually going to look like. So first of all, there is going to be an exclusive Facebook group for the Independent Witch Program. Just putting that out there to start. It's best if you have Facebook, if you're used to being in Facebook. That's kind of why I am like throwing it out to you guys, because you guys know Facebook groups, you know how to do it. And I'm going to of course I'm going to put it elsewhere, but you guys and everybody who signed up for the early bird pricing are going to get this awesome pricing. Otherwise, they're not going to get the early bird pricing that you get. So I'm going to show this to you. This is the classroom lobby. So once you register, you're going to be able to log in, and this is going to be the page that you bookmark, because this is going to take you to the individual classes. This is going to give you it's going to give you all the information. It's basically the syllabus, and I'm going to run through it with you real quick. Okay. Here begins your path to becoming an independent witch. That's you. I know that's you. So this is broken up into stages. So stage 0 is recommendations and your bonus course. If you have not already purchased the 4 skills to deepen your spiritual practice, you get that as a bonus. So not only do you get all of this awesome information, you also get this bonus course. And I would suggest, and it's kind of run like a webinar. It is like slides. It's not my face. It's slides and some guides to help you put that into practice immediately. That is a bonus course. And you can see at the top of this page, we've got Facebook group and my email address. But I'm going to run you through the actual syllabus and what this is actually going to look like for you. So stage 1 is creating the foundation. And this is terminology and Wicca 101. In order for us to have a cohesive program, cohesive classes and workshops, we need to make sure we're on the same page vocabulary-wise. So this is where we're going to talk about the difference between Wicca, witchcraft, magic, paganism, why we learn about Wicca, even if we're not Wiccan, I'm not Wiccan, why that's kind of important in the realm of current paganism. We're going to talk about magic, history, modern pagan traditions. And then the next week, again, this is going to be weekly content. This is a 13-week program. We've got 10 weeks of content, and I'll show you. We also have implementation weeks for catch-up so that everybody can continue to stay on the same page. So the next week, we go on to building blocks of spiritual practice. So that's energy, grounding and centering, meditation, pentagrams, pentacles, elements, and it's just the building blocks of your actual craft path. It builds a little bit upon that 4 skills course that you get. And what's really cool is you can see we've got the objectives, and this is where you will click to get to the actual content. I'm going to show you what the content page looks like in a second. Module 3, tools, altars, and divination. We're going to talk about the tools, altars, creating thematic altars, how not to burn your house down with your altar. Because if you're like me, I feel like every witch has almost burned their house down at some point. So we're going to talk about some safety. We'll talk about consecrations, and in the actual the live class, because of course all of these classes are going to be live, we will be working on writing our own consecration. So again, a lot of these modules will include templates that you'll be able to take away to help you create your own personal liturgy. So you're not stuck in books. So you're not just basically doing what other people are telling you to do. You're utilizing that intuition that you learned how to harness during the Intuition Infusion Challenge, and you're creating your own consecrations and your own ritual liturgy, which we'll talk about in a second. We're also going to talk about an introduction to divination. So we will talk about the common divination tools. We will probably go a little bit more deeply into that in the actual Facebook group. In the Facebook group, I will be posting some additional resources, some amazing links. We'll have some discussion questions, etc. I really want to make sure that you're able to get really deep into this content. It is a very intensive, immersive experience, and I want to make sure that you're able to get as much out of it as possible. So after Module 3, we have an implementation week. So this is the chance to catch up on any alignment assignments, because for every module, you have a companion guide and you have an alignment assignment guide. And that alignment assignment guide is homework, and I'll show you what that looks like in a second. It's actually homework that you will be able to do, so you can put into practice what you just learned. You can immediately start working on it and integrating that into your life. Another reason why we have this implementation week is because I have found that if you just throw a lot of knowledge into your brain, it's hard to integrate it without some sort of rest time. So even if you're all caught up on everything, like having that week of rest will allow your brain to integrate it more easily. So you don't feel, so you never will feel burned out, or you won't feel, like overwhelmed. So the implementation weeks are there for a reason. So catch up on any homework, check in the Facebook group, and put it into practice, all of the things that you've learned. So stage 1 was basically creating your foundation. Stage 2 is spiraling deeper into the craft. Module 4 is exploring the gods. We will talk about, as you can see, this is I need to change this text. Obviously, I have a couple more tweaks I have to do. So exploring the gods, we're going to talk about, we're going to learn how deity fits into a practice, connecting with deity, types of deity beliefs, because people talk about deity in different ways, animism, pantheism versus panentheism. We're going to talk about all of that so that you're able to learn that and speak about that to other people. It's really important to me that if you go out into like the public pagan community, that you're super educated, and when people talk about things, you will know not only will you be able to converse intelligently, but you'll also know if people are trying to sell you some bullshit. I know that sounds kind of bad probably, but there are a lot of people who pretend that they know more than they do out in the pagan community. So discernment is a very important tool in your toolbox. We'll talk about soft polytheism versus hard polytheism, how to research. Research, it's true. Liz, how research and history fits in. We'll talk about UPG versus research, evocations, and a simple formula to create your own personal evocations. Module 5 is Rituals 101. We're going to talk about the Wiccan ritual outline. We're going to break it down. We're going to kind of like dissect it. Then we're going to put it back together. We will do an analysis of a ritual, which is actually in-class work. So some of these are like workshops where we will be doing work in class. A lot of them are like that, actually, because that's how I do my in-person classes, and that it's been really successful. So when you're doing all of this in class, and when we can discuss it either in chat, or this is going to be on Zoom in part, talking, if you would like to talk about what we're doing, that's great. So it really helps everybody kind of like go more deeply into the content. We're going to talk about Esbot rituals. We're going to break down traditional themes, like the Native American themes that come along with like Esbot ritual. And we'll talk about moon phases. We'll talk about Sabbath ritual and common themes. If you have watched any of our Sabbath, any of my Sabbath live streams that I do on here, you know that I will usually talk about the themes and how important it is to create that thematic ritual. And then we'll talk about the difference between Esbots and Sabbats and how to apply them to your actual practice. Module 6 is finding your sacred voice. This is a shorter than average class. I'm not sure if this is going to be live or if I'm going to tape it. Tape it. That's how old I am. You're going to record it. We're going to talk about how voice is sacred breath made manifest, and how using your voice in a ritual, the way your tone is, your volume. We're going to talk about how that can affect your ritual. We're going to talk about projection in tone, songs versus chants, what you would want to use for what, and holding space and raising energy with your voice. Again, then we have an implementation week, so you can catch up, so you can rest, so you allow your brain and your body to integrate all of this information and knowledge. Stage 3 is stepping into your power as ritual priestess. And this is module 7, which is crafting your container. This is the bookends of your ritual. Creating your sacred space, casting your circle, or setting your boundary, because not everybody wants to cast a circle, and maybe not every ritual needs a circle to be cast. It depends on how you see casting your circle. We'll talk about sealing or consecrating your circle, quarters, not corners. Thanks the craft, it's quarters, because turns out in a circle there are no corners. Just saying. Inviting in and releasing the gods. We do not dismiss the gods because we are not rude. We don't dismiss people or gods. If we don't dismiss people, we shouldn't really dismiss gods, right? And then with module 7, there are templates so that you can easily create your own liturgy. Module 8 will cover ritual center, divination and ritual, and more. So we will talk about creating your ritual center, writing and reading guided meditations, because when you're writing a guided meditation and reading a guided meditation, it's more than just like reading something out loud. There are pauses to be taken. There's tone. There's a lot. And when you're writing a guided meditation, you know, we'll talk about different types of meditations and how to create your pauses in your meditation. We'll talk about the cakes and wine ritual. We'll talk about creating thematic ritual. And we'll talk about using divination in ritual context and how that's different from using divination in a personal, like in your personal lives and your personal paths. Excuse me. Excuse me. We'll also talk about a little bit about group ritual versus solitary ritual, and kind of how to be inclusive of those who are not super witchy in your ceremony, because you don't have to call it ritual. Ritual's kind of there's a lot of connotation with that word ritual, and I love that connotation. That connotation drives me. As a witch, I love ritual. But if you wanted to create an event and include like non-witchy people, like the word ceremony is a lot less scary to them. And we're going to talk about ritual versus ceremony and how to include those who are not super witchy in your celebrations. And again, we have our third implementation week. So you've stepped into your power as a ritual priestess. Stage 4 is your magic and spellwork intensive. So module 9 is magical theory. I am a nerd, and we are going to cover the laws of magic. Now, that's funny because when I first created this curriculum, this is the module that I was afraid nobody would really be interested in. We talk about Isaac Bonowitz's laws of magic. We talk about what really is magic. We analyze rituals to figure out what laws of magic are in those rituals and how that can be applied to our rituals and our spells. So we're going to talk about how the theory of magic not only like applies to things that we've already created, but how going forward they can make our rituals and spells like more deeply connective. Then we'll talk about creating a statement of intent for our rituals and our spells and why that's important. And spoiler alert, it's important to really kind of consider your consequences and to, so that if you're, especially if you're doing spell work, that you won't get a lot of blowback. I feel like if you're like me, you're on a bunch of witchy groups and people are like, I cast a spell and this unexpected consequence happened. Who knew? Well, you didn't consider that when you created your spell. So we're going to talk about that. And then we'll also talk about magical or psychic shielding, why that's important and how to do it. All of these things, it's not just how to do things, it's why we do them. Because I feel like when we talk about the why behind things, that's kind of when we really start integrating it and we're able to really understand like the importance of all of these things that we're learning. And then module 10 is weaving your working. This is like steps to create a successful spell. Energy in, energy out. Why it's important to take the time to do some research and to do some, just to feel into what you're actually doing. We'll also talk about breaking a spell. Like if you do a spell and you're like, whoops, I screwed up. Like I feel like if you've been around for a while, if you've been a witch for a really long time and you have not created a spell that went awry, like I would like to meet you because I feel like everybody makes mistakes and I've made a lot of mistakes. So I really want to talk about breaking a spell. And then magical timing, which includes moon phases, planetary hours, days of the week, those sorts of things. And then magical catalysts, stones, crystals, herbs, colors, candles, everything that you could possibly use to further the intention of your spell or your working. I like to call them workings. Some people call them spells. I call them workings. And catalyst is like, it's like the everything that everybody wants to learn, right? It's all the cool catalysts, like what crystals to use. And I call them catalysts. I haven't actually ever heard anybody else call them catalysts, but because they're amplifying and changing the energy in order to align it with your spell, that's why I call it a catalyst. So those are the magical catalysts, and that is module 10. Excuse me. Magic and Spellwork Intensive. So let me find really quickly. Is this it? Nope. Let me find the page that I am looking for. I want to show you what it actually looks like. An actual page. Just give me 1 second. Boop, boop. Okay, here it is. So this, excuse me, you can see there's a whole website, The Independent Witch here. This is an example of what an actual page will look like. So once you click on, like, let's say we're going to click on, so if I was to click on like page 7's content, right now it's not released, so it would take me to a page that isn't this one. But if I clicked on that, it would come up to this page and it will say, click here to enter the Zoom classroom, because all of these classes will be live on Sundays, on Sunday afternoons. You will be able to click here to enter the actual room where we will be holding our class. On the left side, you see your companion guide. So for each module, there will be a companion guide, and that companion guide is, all of the companion guides together is probably, I think it's like 128 pages. So in addition to this whole program, you're basically getting a book at the end also. And the companion guides are created, there are like spaces to fill out, like it's a worksheet for most of them, but like I don't want you to have to spend your entire time taking notes. I know sometimes I'll be like, when I would take a class or a course, I would be spending so much time taking notes, like I would miss like the next point that the professor would make. And I don't want that to happen to anybody. So we've got this companion guide, and then we've got our alignment assignment. So this is the module 7, which is crafting your container. And we have the alignment assignment, which is basically like homework to allow you to put this stuff into practice right now. Like as soon as this is over, you can do this. And there will be prompts in the exclusive Facebook group in order to allow you to post your alignment assignments. So this keeps everybody accountable and allows everybody to feel motivated to really put into practice what you're learning. It's pretty awesome. And you can see companion guides download this before and download this afterwards. And module 7 is one of the modules where there are actually bonus templates. So we've got a circle casting template, and this is like, these aren't templates where I'm telling you, here's the circle casting. No, these are templates that will help you create your own circle casting, because I don't want you to use mine. I don't want you to use something out of somebody's book. I want you to be able to create your own circle casting template, right? I mean, your own circle casting liturgy and your circle sealing and quarter call. So this is going to allow you to easily write your own liturgy, and it's going to give you kind of a simple formula. You know, you see that all the time, 4 steps to do your own blah, blah, blah. This is basically what this is. So we have it in document form, like Word doc, if you've got like Microsoft Word. And if you don't, that's totally fine, because I've got you covered with PDFs. And then at the bottom always will be the Facebook group so that you can share your alignment assignments. So this is super easy. And it's super simple, easy to navigate. So after the classes after like, let's say module 7, Sunday, we do the class, you couldn't make it, that's unfortunate, but this is where it's actually going to be archived. I'm going to archive it here on this module 7 page. So you'll be able to go back to your module 7 here. Where are you, module 7? Module 7. You'll be able to click here, and instead of that, click here to visit the Zoom classroom, you'll actually see the lecture, the class that we did. So everything will be like archived right here for you. You'll be able to access everything. And you'll be able to access your companion guides and your alignment assignments and your bonus templates. So that's what that looks like. So if you have any questions, please, please, please feel free to write them in the comments right now. Let me go back to this. Actually, I could go back to, let me, as you can see, put the link in here. Again, it's only $297, which is pretty much unheard of for such a comprehensive, intensive, immersive course / program. I'm just really excited. This is only open to women. We will be all learning together. I'm super excited. If you don't want to pay $297, there's a monthly payment plan of $125, and this is definitely going up on Wednesday. Like, I'm not kidding. It really is going up on Wednesday. So if you want to be in it, figure out how you can do that before Wednesday. If you want to jump on a call with me, reach out to me, PM me, and we will get on a call. But, if you have any questions, let me know. I am super, super excited about this. I'm really excited because I get to bring it to everybody after teaching it to just my Coven Sedicants for 15 years. Again, if you want to learn about what other people have said, there are some testimonials here. If you want to speak to somebody who's taken my classes before, I probably could, I can hook you up with somebody. I've taught a lot of people. So I really hope that you will consider taking this group program with me and your other sisters, because it is going to be super, super amazing. And it really is. And I know I do say this like at the bottom. So this is the page that you would sign up on. I'll just show you since I'm already here. It says click to make your sacred investment. And that's honestly, that's not just me saying, it's not me throwing the word sacred in to make you like want to like buy, right? It really is a sacred investment. You are making an investment for yourself. You're investing in your own spiritual path. You are prioritizing yourself and your feelings and your connections. And that's important. As women, we tend to just like kick our own selves to the side. I'm not even kidding. Like we're busy. We put everybody in front of ourselves, our kids if you've got kids, or dogs if you've got, or cats if you have animals instead of kids like myself, and our husbands and our families and our work and our everything ahead of our own freaking life and ahead of our own path. And this is a reminder that even if you don't want to sign up for this, that's totally fine. You know, this is a great program, and I really think that it would really help everybody that's listening to this right now. But if you don't, that's fine. But this is also a reminder to invest in yourself. Whether it's money or it's time or it's whatever, like make sure that you're remembering who you are as yourself, your own self, and as a witch. So when you click here, it will take you to a place where you can pay with PayPal or Stripe. If you want to do the payment plan, it's PayPal right now. And again, this is going to go up on Wednesday. So it's $300 for 3 months of really immersive, really intensive content. So I hope that you really will consider this, because this is an amazing path for you to be on. And I know I keep saying I'm excited. It's because I'm a person who's excited. If you are a person who wants to get out of the books, if you are a person who wants to like get out of, if you're a person who wants to get out of your own head, if you're a person who wants to create your own shit, I'm sorry, I do cuss a lot. So I will likely be cussing on the live streams because I'm a person. If you want somebody who is down to earth to teach you, and not somebody who speaks like this, like, hello, my beloveds, welcome to the Independent Witch Program. Like, I can't do that. Like, I am, like, when I hear people like that, and I'm sure they're amazing people and I would love to have coffee with them, but I'm like, I know you yell at people when you're in traffic. Don't pretend you don't yell at people when you're in traffic. Like, my beloved, I am sorry that you cut me off. Like, no, like, I'm pretty sure that doesn't happen. So, like, I'm very down to earth. I will tell it like it is. I'm a direct Virgo. Like, I'm so earthy and Virgo in my chart. It's ridiculous. So if that's somebody that you want to learn from, that's me. Like, I'd be happy to teach you all of this stuff. And if you've liked any of my live streams, if you just kind of want to go more deep into all of that stuff, I'm here to answer all of your questions. I am here to get you to a point where you feel comfortable writing, performing your own rituals, the connection with your gods, like to even explore what that is in a very safe space with other women. That's what I am here for. So, and if this isn't for you, if this does not seem to be something that you're interested in, that is fine. But if you have a sister who could really benefit from this, please share this with them. Share that link, the link that I've pinned with them. Because I know some of us are in covens, some of us, this isn't for us right now, but you might know other witches. Like, I know a lot of witches. So you might know a witch that this would be perfect for. So I ask, if you're not interested in this, or if this doesn't seem like it'd be a good fit for you, it might be a great fit for somebody you know. So please share this with your other sisters that might be interested. And do it before Wednesday, because the price goes up on Wednesday. And right now it's only $297. And I want your sisters to get the same good pricing as you do. So share it with them. It doesn't seem like there are a lot of questions. If there are questions, if you're watching this on the replay, please make sure you type in replay and ask your questions. Tag me your questions if you remember to make sure that I do see them, because it's really important to me that I'm able to, answer any questions that you guys have about this program. All of the classes will be held live on Sundays at, I think, 2 or 2:30 p.m. Sundays. That's Pacific time on the West Coast. So that would be 5 or 5:30. I'm still, honestly, I'm working that out still as a person. 5 or 5:30. And each class, except for the Finding Your Sacred Voice class, is probably going to be an hour and a half to 2 hours. The reason why I say an hour and a half to 2 hours is because I don't know how many people are going to show up live. I don't know how many questions there are going to be. I don't know how quickly we're going to get through the content. When I teach this, again, this is the first time I've brought this online. I am super excited. And when we do it in real life, sometimes with all the questions, it can go 3 hours, 3.5 hours. So even with just like 2 students. So I want to prepare you for, it'll probably be an hour and a half to 2 hours for each class. If you have to leave early, you have to leave early. It's fine, because it's going to be archived. And you'll be able to follow up in that exclusive Facebook group. So I'm really hoping that you will consider joining this program if this is something that you might want to do. And if it's not something, maybe you have a sister who might be interested in this, okay? So I just want to tell you guys, I love you guys so much. I'm so happy that I get to come on the Rising Fire Tribe every day. I read every comment. I just love you guys so much. And I feel so blessed and honored that you spend time in this group. And I just love seeing the connections that are made and the adjustments that are being made so that we really can meld the magical with the mundane in this amazing group with all of our sisters. So with that, I will leave you. I'm going to pin this in case anybody else needs to see this. I love you too, Liz. Oh my gosh. So I'm waving at you. I'm waving at you like you can see, like you guys can see me in the camera, but no, Facebook only gives me one choice, share or not share. So just know I'm waving at you because I'm a dork. Again, if you want somebody who speaks like this and calls you beloveds, this is not for you. I'm very direct. Hi, Karen. So as a close, I just want to say I love you guys. I hope you consider this amazing group program. If not, I hope that you consider sharing it with your friends or sharing it if you have a group. Maybe you want to share it with them. Be happy, I'll just super excited. I know I keep saying I'm super excited, but spoiler alert, it's because I'm super excited. I will talk to you guys later. I love you guys. Bye.